Hello and welcome to Akshu's Kitchen. Today we will see how to prepare Dindigul Biriyani, for which we will need the following ingredients to serve approximately 3 to 4 people. 400 to 500 grams of chicken cut into medium-sized pieces. 1.5 cup of rice. This is a special type of rice called Jeeraga Sala or Jeeraga Chamba, famous for its unique flavor and taste. And 3 medium-sized onions or 2 large onions, 10 to 12 pearl onions or shallot onions, 1 large tomato, 2 to 3 green chilies, 1 big piece of ginger approximately 1.5 inch in size, 5 to 6 large cloves of garlic. If you are using small cloves, you'll need at least 10 to 12 of them. 5 whole green cardamom, 7 to 8 whole cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of whole black pepper, 4 to 5 big pieces of cinnamon, and 3 to 4 big pieces of edible seaweed or algae, that is kadal pasi. And for marinating the chicken, you'll need 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder, and 2 tablespoons of thick yogurt or Greek yogurt. If you are using the normal plain yogurt, you will need 1/4 cup. 1 small bunch of coriander leaves and 20 to 25 big sized mint leaves. If the mint leaves are small, you'll need at least 35 to 40 of them. First, I am going to marinate the chicken with the 2 tablespoons of thick yogurt and the 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. As I already said, if you're using the plain or normal yogurt, you'll need 1/4 cup, but try to use the thick yogurt. If you have the plain yogurt, just run it through a muslin cloth and hang it in your tap for about 10 minutes, then you'll get the thick yogurt. Let it marinate for about 1 hour. If you don't have that much time, at least for about 15 to 30 minutes, and keep it aside. Next, in a pan, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of ghee, that is clarified butter, and also add about 2 tablespoons of oil. Actually, this recipe needs 4 tablespoons of ghee, but I am using a mixture of 2 tablespoons ghee and 2 tablespoons of oil. You can either use 4 tablespoons of ghee or 4 tablespoons of oil. And now when it is hot, I am going to add the whole garam masala, that is the cinnamon, cardamom, clove, whole black pepper, and edible seaweed or kadalpasi. And then I am going to add the 2 large onions or 3 medium-sized onion, which I have roughly chopped, along with the 2 green chilies, which I have slit into 2 pieces. And I'm going to fry this very well in medium flame for about 4 to 6 minutes until it turns dark golden in color and the oil should ooze out very well. And then add the ginger and garlic, which I have crushed into a fine paste, and again saute it for about half a minute. And then immediately I'm going to add another paste, that is I've grind half of the coriander leaves, half of the mint leaves, and along with the pearl onions or the shallot onions into a fine paste like this. You can also add an additional 1 or 2 green chilies along with this if you like it to be very spicy, and if you like the flavor of the green chilies, you can reduce the chili powder in the chicken marination and add more green chilies to this paste and fry this really well. We have already added ginger and garlic paste, which we have not sauteed well. We have just sauteed for about 10 to 15 seconds. Now we have added this paste as well, so you'll have to fry at least for 2 minutes until the raw flavor of the onion, ginger, garlic is all gone and the oil starts oozing out like this. And then add the 1 large tomato, which I've cut into medium sized pieces, and allow it to simmer in medium flame for about 2 minutes. Just leave it like that for a couple of minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, until the raw smell is completely gone, the masala gets fried well, and you get a layer like this at the bottom, and the oil starts oozing out well, and the tomatoes is also little soft and pulpy like this. You can see the difference in the tomatoes, and also you can see in the edges the oil has started to ooze out. This stage I'm going to add the marinated chicken and mix it well with the onion and tomato masala and cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes until the chicken is half done. Now when you put it on the pan, in a minute or two you will get moisture oozing out from the chicken as well as the yogurt or the curd, and that moisture is enough for the chicken to get half cooked. So it will take about 4 to 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, you can see the chicken has shrinked well, the oil has started to ooze out, and it's a perfect stage to add the rice, which I have washed and drained, and mix this rice mixture well together. And once it's mixed, throw in the remaining coriander and mint leaves and give it a good mix. And I'm going to add about 3 cups of water for 1.5 cups of rice, which I have added. I'm going to add 3 cups of water. I'm adding boiling water directly from the kettle, so it quickens the process. And add enough salt. We have already added 1 teaspoon of salt in the chicken marinade, so it's enough to add about half a teaspoon to 3/4 teaspoon of salt now, and allow it to come to a boil. And once it starts boiling, cook it for about 5 minutes in medium flame until all the water is absorbed and the rice gets half cooked. It will take about 4 to 5 minutes. After 5 minutes you can see all the water is absorbed and the rice is semi cooked, and it's time for a dum. Just level the rice well, and then I'm going to close it with the lid and put on a heavy weight on top of that. Reduce the flame very well, use the smallest burner available and put it on the lowest temperature available and close it with a lid. And I'm going to use a weight of about 2 to 3 liters of water on a large bowl and put it on dum for about 20 minutes. If you have time, you can just leave it without opening until it is time to serve, but it is always ready after the 20 minutes of dum. So after 20 minutes I let it to sit for about 15 more minutes, and then when it was time to serve I opened the lid and with a flat spoon tried to mix the rice very well. As I already said, this is not the basmati rice we are using, and this is a special type of rice which is unique for this recipe. That is the Dindigul Biryani will use Jeeraga Chamba or Jeeraga Sala rice, which gives a unique flavor and taste to this biryani. Make sure not to break the rice and carefully mix the rice, and it is ready to serve. Try it and you will really like it. Thank you for watching Akshu's Kitchen.